题数要除以2吗？
啊
题数要除以2吗？我们2行一组，所以应该要除以2。
？No。
我之前注意一下那个连线会跳掉，你看一下，这边看一下是跳掉，不是连线，对，要把它连到。
难怪。
对，它会跳掉。
难怪是这边转。
在10题啦，对啊，在10题。
其实不用开荧幕，开镜头嘛，
哦，等一下，因为他现在还没有上。
已经很久啊。
不是，你要分一下。他还没有啊。
有啊，我刚才已经跟他讲话了。
哦，那我。
对啊。Thomas。
对啊，因为你是。
不是他等太久不爽。哎 ，Thomas。OK。
那个要这样，我分享。
I know。
刚刚那个网路跳到另外一条线去了。
Alright, let's check the answer for homework. Is that number 4, right? Hey, be honest, alright? First one, when the wind is low, right, the sea is soft, and the far heat lightning plays, personification. Right? Your beauty was a web of frail delight. Metaphor. Good. It's a good sentence, right? So learn it. Your beauty was a web of frail delight. Right. Now that I'm without you, all is desolate. All that was once so beautiful is dead. Hyperbole. Little Rose says, of course that's personification. I could grow very still, like an old stone on a hill. Simile. My heart is but a haughty snail. Metaphor. Your kiss lies on my face like the first snow on a summer place. Wow, what a wonderful description. Simile. How sweet the sobbing violin. Which technique is being used? Oh, no, sorry. Personification. An endless quiet valley spreads out past the blue hills into the evening sky. Hyperbole. His pigtail is long and thick, like a palm handle struck on the end of a stick. So a simile. You got all right? Really? Okay. Which one? Number 9. Number 9 is hyperbole. An endless quiet valley spreads out past the blue hills into the evening sky. So that's a kind of what? I exaggerate.
Why is it not personification?
Well, where did you see personification? Which line?
Valley past the blue hill.
Yeah.
Then
the quiet valley spreads out. Okay. So past the blue hill into the evening sky. Look at just when you read. Okay, the good things about these sentences or these lines. So when you read it, you can find or you can see the image in your brain. So now look at endless valley, quiet valley. So spreads out. So do you see that? You cannot see the end of the valley. Right? It passes the blue hills into the evening sky. So in other words, the valley, the end of valley and the sky meets. Right? So that is kind of saying that it's a very enormous valley. So that's hyperbole.
But passing the blue pills sounds like an action one person can do, not a valley could do.
Okay. This past is not verb. The past is not verb. The past is a preposition. It's not that you walk through. You walk by. That past. P-A-S-S-E-D. If it is a P-A-S-S-E-D, that's what? That's personification. This past is not a verb. Is that extending from the blue hills all the way to the evening sky? So we use past. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So 9 out of 10. How many you got right, Thomas?
8.
You got 8. What's the other one you got wrong? Huh?
The first one.
First one.
I am 5.
Oh, okay. How about Jerry? Number 8. Number 8. How can violin sob?
No, I was going to put for simplification.
Yeah, and then?
That's a similar actually.
Oh, okay. Kelly, did you do your homework? Hey, Kelly, did you do your homework? Okay, Julie, did you do your homework? Okay, let's. Hey, okay. Number 4. Quickly, Julie, hurry. Hurry. Why are you so late? You overslept. Is that something that we should know?
Well, you asked me why am I so late.
That's not an excuse. Overslept. You have class in the morning. All right, the whole class is waiting for you. Even though this is the last day of you, right?
No.
You'll be here tomorrow?
No.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow. Okay, great. Sorry. All right, let's look at the first one, personification. Second one, metaphor. Number 3, hyperbole. Number 4, personification. Number 5, simile. 6, metaphor. 7, simile. 8, personification. 9, hyperbole. 10, simile. How many got right? Katie? 10? 10 out of 10? Great. Julie?
Wait.
Not going to wait. All right, let's look at number 5. Number 5, a horse, my kingdom for a horse. Hyperbole. Second one, it's simile, so easy, right? Life is a string. If you see this sentence, you know that's what, metaphor. The daisy hugging, that's personification. Don't worry about Alex, right? She's all bark and no bite. Do you understand it? Yoko. Meaning? Huh? Go. Yeah. So she's all bark and no bite. So that's metaphor and hyperbole, right? A traveler of immortal days. I roam the glorious words and giving endless praise. Hyperbole. The river current softly by, whispers, personification. I, as a lute, the simile. After getting my report card, I knew it was time to hit the books. So that's hyperbole. How can you hit the books? The earth is a cup of sun. The fillet at morning, metaphor. All willow with hollow branches. I slowly sway his few high tendrils and sand, personification. Alright, number 12. I got up on the wrong side of the bed, so that's metaphor. Over the yawning chimneys hangs the fog, personification. 14. The smallest sprout shows that there is really no death, hyperbole. Love is a bridge, that's metaphor. The lights from the parlor and kitchen shone out through the blinds and the windows and bars, high overhead and all moving about. There were thousands of millions of billions of stars. A trumpet vine covered an arbor. Red and gold like the breast, so simile. Hopeless what? There stand the purple jars of night to spill of oblivion. 19. Where far remote the moonbeams glowed, personification. I guess that my friends were just pulling my leg, so metaphor. So slightly I play with those dark memories, just as simile. A blessing is disguise, personification. Love is a young green willow, metaphor. And now May too is flat, so that's personification. Clear was the light of loveliness. That lit her face like rain, simile. 26. The emotion is not a perfume. It has no taste of the distillation. It is odorless, so hyperbole. I want her to show up, so I cross my fingers, the idiom. Cross my fingers. Life is too much like a pathless wood, simile. The needle slept on the broidered vine, personification. Beauty calls, personification. My soul goes clad in gorgeous things, personification. That through the world did wander free, but he had locked it in a cage, metaphor. The blends with the endless rumble of carts, the scrap of feet, the noise of marts, hyperbole. They only know our love was brief. I am passing like an autumn leaf. Simile. They went like moths into the grass. Simile. There the undergulated sound slopes down, or personification. A poem is merely a flowering twig of thought, metaphor. Came the moon and cover me with wonder. Touch me, so the personification. The white moth is ghost ship, metaphor. My thoughts are senseless to mankind. Ash, a dream's trouble, simile. Day was dying, personification. Shining I rise from the waters of sleep, metaphor. The stars in the sky exist but to light your passing feet, hyperbole. Struggles and strivings that wear us out, like simile. You are frightened out, blinded by the light of life, metaphor. The high and lonely hills endure the darkening year, personification. Oh, praise me, not the silent folk. I like believe less, so that's simile. My heart is but a mouse, metaphor. Her heart was once light as the floating feather, simile. I walk with the jostling and shouting of merry flowers, personification. All right, 100%. How many got right? 1点不算了。啊 Figurative language, metaphor, simile, personification, I probably don't. They're all idiom, It is a way of saying. It is like hit the book or hit the sack. That's like we say it in our daily life.
That's right.
So deducted 2, right? There are 2 of them. So 50, 48. How many got right? Jerry, your team. Huh? Yeah, 48. This. Miss 1? You miss 1? You? 1. Julie. Did you do it? Okay, good. How about Bell? No, just this one. 5. Number 5. Alright, that's pretty good, right? So from now on, when you read the passage, you can find figurative language. Can you? Good.
Question 5.
Question 5. Don't worry about Alex. This is all bark and no bite. Bark. Dog. Dog barks. Right? See, people saying that dogs which bark don't bite. Can you get it?
But the whole phrase, all bark and no bite.
Yeah.
A person saying without doing anything. So it should be metaphor.
Yeah, it says metaphor here.
I think.
You're saying that personification?
No.
Yeah. So, bark, bark and no bite. So that's people saying that. People who speak loud or who are who looks mean, that doesn't mean that they are not a kind person. So all dogs, she's all bark and no bite. So she is harmless, even though she looks ferocious. Number 9. All right. After getting my report card, I knew it was time to hit the books. Hey, to hit the books is an idiom. Right? If you want to go, it's time for you to hit the sack, meaning what? To go to sleep. All right. And it's a time for me to hit, but you don't hit. You don't really hit the books. All right. So that's exaggerate. You study. You try to bring the books out and study. So if you use hit, that's a little bit of exaggeration. Any other ones? No? Good.
My question 18 is.
18. 18. Okay. How blessed there stand the purple jars of nice to spell oblivion. What do you think it is, Thomas? What's your answer?
Personification.
Personification. There stand the purple jars of night to spell. Jasmine, what's your answer for this one? Metaphor? Why? Explain to Thomas.
Because purple jars of night.
I can't hear that.
Purple jars of night is a metaphor. There's no such thing.
But Thomas was thinking, spell, like oblivion, spell. He is thinking about the word spell.
I don't think it's necessarily a human action.
Yeah. So Thomas, Jasmine was trying to explain to you that the purple jars of night, that's a metaphor. Because the night cannot be what? The purple jars. So the sentence is supposed to be what? The purple jars of night stand to spell oblivion. So that's metaphor. Any other ones? Thomas, any other ones?
No.
Oh, great. If you say no, I say great. All right, we learn how to say, how to quote. Today we are getting into real business. All right, we start to talk about the way we are supposed to do when we write the essay for SAT. First one, very important. Remember yesterday I asked you to write an introduction. Many of you try to say too many things in your introduction. Don't do that. You have to make sure that your introduction is supposed to be a general idea. General ideas just present a hook or a lead and then your thesis. So first one, we need to have a clear thesis. When we say clear, thesis means what? You have to respond with a central claim. So that's something that we need to know. Make your argument clear so the reader can identify. If you want to say Benjamin in his letter to his friend, letter, what letter? You have to put a name in there. So don't say in Benjamin Franklin apostrophe S letter. No, remember when we talk about pronoun usage, main idea, put a name in the sentence. So in his marry an older woman letter, right? Comma, Benjamin Franklin uses logos, pathos, and figurative language to build up his argument to convince the reader. So that's your thesis statement. All right, that's your thesis statement. So readers can identify you're going to talk about what? Three things. Pathos, logos, and figurative languages. A central claim is to identify the main idea of the passage and list the methods the author uses to support it. SAT provides the message main idea, so no need to hunting for it. It will tell you that, like this one. I ask you to write an essay in which you explain how Sam Lindsay builds an argument to persuade her audience and more works of art shall feature monsters in your essay. Analyze how Lindsay uses one or more of the features listed in the box above to strengthen the logic and persuasiveness of an argument. So in other words, this is over here. Or the only job you need to do is to find those techniques. So, example thesis statements like this. In the article, monsters everywhere, comma, Sam Lindsay uses personal anecdotes, vivid language, and appeals to emotion to persuade her audience that more works of art should feature monsters. So that's the thesis statement. When you write, you need to put that in a similar way. Look, it's always in what? And then put a comma. And the name of the author uses what? What's the other words if you want to use, if you don't want to use use? I see three of you use what? Utilizes. Right? You use utilize. You try to use utilize instead of using use. Right? What's the difference between use and utilize? Anyone? Kelly? Difference between use and utilize. If you look at dictionary, they mean the same, but try not to use utilize. Right? Utilize is that had been a whole bunch of functions that being employed, but here try to use usage. If you say I don't want to use usage, try to use employees. Right? Employees. Right? It tells you when it's fine to copy the exact words describing the author's central claim from the prompt into your thesis statement. In fact, this guarantees the graders will see that your thesis is there and on topic. So in other words, they do not want you to do something that you think is creative. They want you to follow their suggestion, to work on it, so it will be easier for them to look at your writing. Number 2, include introduction and conclusion. So that's important. If you have an introduction, you need to have a conclusion. So that's called a complete essay. The response includes a skillful introduction and conclusion. Including an introduction paragraph in your essay is absolutely essential. Introduce the reader of what you will be talking about and allows you to set up the structure for the rest of the essay. Good indicator of the quality for the rest of the essay. Indicator is like introduction. Introduction includes your thesis statement. If you are struggling, leave yourself 10 blank lines at the beginning of the essay and jump into writing your body paragraph. Meaning what? First of all, we know how to construct our thesis statement. So you have those 3 techniques listed in your thesis statement. But your hook or your lead, you're not sure how to write it. So leave some blank lines over there and then do the body paragraph first. Use effective language and word choice though we have not touched the vocabularies for SAT. That doesn't mean that you should not get yourself ready for some of those SAT words. For the old one, you have to know about 1,000 SAT words. Right? So the response is cohesive and demonstrate the highly effective use of and command of language. Response has a wide variety in sentence structure. So sentence structure is also important. How many sentence structure you have learned up to now? Tiffany, how many sentence structures? One, two, three, four, five, six. How many? Huh? Hey! Iroko, how many sentence structure we have learned? Iroko. Okay, don't get too close to Julie, alright? Because he fell asleep just now. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Remember that, Jasmine? Right? Meaning? Yeah? Meaning what? The same kind of birds flock together. Right? So the people who like to fall asleep during the class will flock together. Alright, how many sentence structure we have learned? Jerry, come on. Sentence structure is very important. Whatever comes to, look, these things are important because first of all, they are looking for your thesis. And they are looking for if you have a conclusion. And then they're looking for what? Language you use, the development of the paragraph, and the word choice. So meaning what? You need to have one of the sentence structure. In other words, you cannot use just the same kind of sentence structure all the way. You have to you have to use what? Different kind of sentence structure. What are the sentence structures we have talked about? Remember, we can use simple sentence. We can use what? Compound sentence. We can use complex sentence. We can use compound complex sentence. How do we use that? How do we use that? When do we use simple sentence? Don't forget, when we talk about modify, we can reduce a long complex sentence into a short simple sentence, but expressing what? More than one idea. Right? So short sentence we use to what? Two purposes. First of all, we use to open up the paragraph. So in other words, you talk about your main idea in one sentence. And then short sentence you use to what? To emphasize. To emphasize. Right? What about long sentence? Long sentences are compound or complex, or even compound complex sentence. What do we use long sentence for? We use long sentence to elaborate. If you are talking about reasons, of course the sentence will be long. Right? If you're going to present in a lot of ideas, but those ideas are not the important ones, so we use what? Compound or complex sentence. Got it? But my question is, Thomas, I hope that you can hear me. You can hear me, right? I hope you know. You can, right?
I can hear you, but I can hear the conversation of test.
Oh, the conversation. We didn't talk. They didn't talk, right? So that's fine. All right. What is the compound sentence? What is a complex sentence? Do you remember? Doesn't. What's a compound sentence? Very good. That creates more ambiguity. What is a compound sentence, Thomas?
I don't know.
You don't know. Good. I don't think many of you still remember. All right. When we talk about compound sentence, compound is that you put two things together. So any two sentences, you cannot have three sentences together. All right. Two sentences together with what? No buffer, so yeah, semicolon. Remember that? So that's what we call compound sentences. Very important, huh? With and, or, but, for, so, yet, and then semicolon. Remember that? No? Right. So if you have two sentences connected by conjunction, such as and, or, but, for, so, and then yet, that's called compound sentence. Right? And the other one is semicolon. By using semicolon, you have to use conjunction. So that's compound. Meaning what? The ideas in those two sentences are equally important. Now, what is a complex sentence? Complex sentence is a sentence that has two different structures. One is sentence, the other one is what? The other one is what? The other one is what? The other one is clause. So if you have a sentence that has a sentence and a clause, that's called complex. So complex sentence, why do we use that? Because we use clause as what? Modifier. So main idea put in a sentence. If you're talking about reason, Esther was not here because. So because is a modifier. Main idea is Esther was not here. So that kind of structure is called complex. So in your paragraph, you need to employ at least these three sentence structures. So that kind of development will lead the reader to know that you not only have the ability to provide right, your ideas but also employ different kind of sentence structure. So that's what we consider good paragraph development and the usage of sentence. So sentence structure, word choice are things that we need to pay attention. The response demonstrates a consistent use of precise word choice, right? And then maintains a formal style and objective tone. Look, this is an area that takes a long time to develop. It's not that easy. You have to write it out, revise, and then write again. So we need a lot of language skills, preparing at least a year ahead of time. Look, a year ahead of time. See, you probably have been writing for the past 3 years in your school, but you might not paid attention to what are the word choices that you have put, and then what are the sentence structures that you have produced in your writing. But starting from now, because it matters. Don't be repetitive and don't make grammar mistakes. So that's fundamental. That's why I'm saying that. You have to be consistent. If you want to use present tense verb all the way, in other words, if you make a mistake, well, your mistake at least is consistent. Alright? You want to use past tense verb, use the pattern all the way. Don't use what? The mix of, sometimes you think, oh, now I'm talking about present tense. And then, oh, this actually happened in the past, so I use past tense. So that will confuse the reader. Avoid using the first person statement like I or mine. So this is definitely not a way to do it. Right. Show off your vocabulary. Any of you want to study vocabulary? Even though it's not required for the SAT. But it will help you a lot because these words are supposed to be learned in high school. Okay. Now, okay, you know there's something called Quizlet. Do you know that? Okay. If you go to Quizlet, you search for Dr.Chou. DOCCHOU. Alright. And then if you look here, alright, there are a lot of lists of here. You can start with this one. 14 word lists. Alright. I have 20 of them. 20 of them. Alright. Now, add a number. Add members. Okay. Let me have your email. If you want to join, right? You can just log in and find Dr.Chou. You can learn it from there. CHNG, CANG, D, C, 5.
MCA.org.
Huh?
MCA.org.
MCA.
At,
Okay. You type it will be faster. Okay. I'll send. Type your email. Thomas, what's your email? JAZZIE. Right? Dot.
I typed my email with Skype.
Alright. Is that right? Is that right? Jazzy Shi. Alright. Okay. Okay, good. Alright, so I have at Thomas, what's your email?
I write it on Skype.
Write it on Skype. Let me do this. Alright. I have your email. Now your email. THOMASQ.没有了哦。Yoko 你不用哦，你到别的了，你要简单一点。我已经给你一个，对不对？好。
我看这些就比较。
对，可以。来，看第一个，看你们有没有 idea？ 像这些字你都学过吗？
Disavow.
嗯。
Disavow. To deny knowledge of or responsibility for. Transcribe. To write down for record, to translate. Retract. To draw back, withdraw. Perpetual. Unending, lasting forever. Stupefy. Make to listen. Aberrant. Embryonic. Deferential. Convolute. Quotidian. Myopic. Unequivocal. Prescient. Perceptible. Voluptuous. Torpid. Ingenuous. Discreet. Rapacious. Diffidence. Daunting. Animosity. Inertic. Inquisitiveness. Extemporize. Expound. Expostulate. Ruminate. Humbugery. Quackery. Forestall. Sophistry. Balderdash. Fastidious. Surreptitious. Diminutive.
How many out of those 37 that you've seen it before? Okay. All right. So whenever you have time, I would suggest that you go on it every day. Try to learn it list by list. Right? Although SAT is not going to have the question for vocabulary, but the more words you learn for now, it's like you are depositing money in your bank. So when you get into the test or when into college, these are the words that you're supposed to know, and you're supposed to know how to use them in your writing. All right. So every one of these words are from College Board. All right. So this list is very good for you because whenever you finish, you have all these games to play. You can play gravity, scatter, or test, or speller. Right? So gravity is a game. It's pretty easy to learn. You have different degrees. Look. See? Alright? You have to type it up. Type the... Okay, let's try the first one. The one we just learned. If you still remember some of them. Gravity started. So we pick what? Easy. Definition. Alright? So start. To prevent or delay, anticipate. So you have to study that, alright? So just get on Quizlet. Right? Search for Dr.Chou. You have the right to get in there and play with it. So that's for vocabulary. Let's come back. So Thomas, you can also do that, right? When you have time. So show off. So show off means what? Try to be ostentatious on your vocabulary. Look, what's the difference here? It made me feel kind of bad that I don't really monster it up in my everyday life. So kind of bad. So in writing, don't do that. All right. But use what? Use allow us to laugh at our personal what? Foibles. What's foibles? Know that? That's the SAT word. Right. Small habits. Small habits, the bad habits. So that's foibles. Alright, so vocabulary. And next, let's look at it. Only use information from the passage. That's important. Don't try to be a smart guy. Alright, come up with whatever that you have learned in the past. All of the writing should include or should be involved in the passage that you are asked to read. All the relevant information is in the passage. Avoid getting drawn into the topic and using your outside knowledge. Only one kind of correct support. Specific details drawn from the passage you're asked to analyze. So that's why we use what? We use quotation, we use citation from the passage. Focus your essay on relevant details. Right? Don't have to mention every single that makes an argument effective. Right? Coherent in analysis. Focus in your discussion. Just a few points. Few points mean what? 3 points is good enough. If you can find 4 points, that's fine. But you have to pay attention. You only have 15 minutes. So you have to spend 15 minutes, to read the passage. And then 30 minutes to write. Right. Should have 5 minutes left to do what? Do a little bit of a revision. Show that you're able to pick out the most important parts of the argument and explain that. Their function, and that is be able to identify every single persuasive device the author used. So persuasive device. So in the 15-minute essay describing the human face and what each part does, a clear essay would focus on the major features. Right? If you are describing one's face, how do you describe? Of course, eyes, nose, mouth, right? Cheekbones, eyebrows, eyelash, those are minors. Major things, 3 things, focus on that. All right, read the prompt before the passage. So the prompt includes the description of the author's claim. Knowing what the author's claim is going into the article can help keep you focused on argument rather than what? Getting caught up in reading the passage. Your facts must be accurate. So try to use the proper and accurate facts from the passage. Don't misinterpret the writer. Identify the device. Explain the effects that the use of these devices has on the reader. Convince the reader in your explanation and cite specific examples. So that's why citation is important. An example of an interpretation about what effect a persuasive device has on the reader. So he asks to say, Lindsay appears to the emotion of her readers by describing the forlorn by many-eyed creatures that stare reproachfully at her from old-school notebook margins. The sympathy, the readers feel sympathy for these forgotten doodles is expertly transferred to Lindsay herself when she draws the connection between the drowned monsters and her own life. Often, I feel like one of these monsters hidden away in my studio, brush yearning to create what no one else cares to see. Look, pay attention. First of all, verb is always present tense. Look, present tense, present tense. And then you need to have a leading text before using the quote or citation. So, what verbs we can use? You say what? Provoke or attract, or you can use a describe, or you can use bring up. The point is what? If you are appeal to emotion, is that you try to get the emotion of the readers to side with you. So that's what we call sympathy. Make a solid case for your interpretation using facts and quotes from the passage to back it up. So supporting details is important. Write more than one page. So word, the number of words counts. Right? So it's not just like you can say, oh, I only can write this much. So that's not it. It's going to affect your score. So length really does matter. Use 1 page. No, you can use scrap paper to plan, and then 4 pages of writing for the essay. By at least 2 pages. At least 2 pages. So that means what? 3 pages proper. Be objective when reading the passage. Stay detached while reading the passage. So don't be detached. Practice reading persuasive essay and gaining objectivity. Jot down central ideas. So I want you to mark down the idea, the important details, and how these details related to the central ideas of the article. Identify specific persuasive techniques. Use evidence, such as examples, anecdotes, or facts to support claims. Use reasons, if you can find reasons, logics, to develop ideas, connect claims and evidence. Use stylistic or persuasive elements, such as word choice. Remember, loaded words is one of the techniques. Or appeal to emotion or figurative language. So this is what we need to know. 10 points of writing the proper SAT essay. All right, get the idea? All right, take a break. Come back, we'll continue.有要考明是在打瞌睡哦，为什么？昨天7-11的工作很忙吗？你去打工吗？那你干嘛早上起来会睡觉？你现在打瞌睡。 我知道我讲的不错，但是你不一直点。
我还没睡，再来走走。
然后就是咱们，有人要去吗？没有。要去吗？你要去啊？
好，那觉得我在睡觉。
去睡个觉。
对啊，他在睡觉，不是我没有在睡觉，我快睡着了。但我们知道吗？那个眼，就会
要不养鸟？
你这个用好吗？
嗯，好睡了。
没上次，对，在讲那个。
哦，真的。去啊！哇，还蛮熟的。我这里就不在家，那我明天忘记在手机改。哦，明天温度。我不在家，我一个人。为什么啊？因为你要穿不一样的袜子。对啊，你每天都穿不一样的袜子。
今天另外一个是
你真的每次每个都觉得没袜子。好厉害。外婆买的吗？这个给了吗？非常麻烦。你要放你的照片，你要写你在描述的地方。你9日要去一下你的公主啊？
对啊，是我还不知道我要去的地方在哪。
你要去吗？
啊，这个很快的。对。没。这个做完再。
那你在厕所？
在睡觉。
睡觉。还跟隔壁沙发上。你爸妈说好不好？
好的。然后这样啊，
哦，好臭。
对啊，是不是？
啊，有点很奇怪了。
就是那个很多香蕉什么混在一起。
请问是菜谁吗？
不是，就是就是看豆奶，类似。味道的。因为我懒得，我很好。 放下。楼下吗？Teacher 吗？牛奶，就是牛肉饺啊，是类似牛肉饺，有牛肉和饺的在里面，有牛肉和饺吗？应该有咸的吗？因为我还在东。谢谢。叫我要存钱，然后你住院，有住宿费，然后要报出来。这是我们要，这叫做大二的身份。啊，对，有需要的。对，我根本不用。7、8个学生会很难讲，对，谢谢。6块啊？还好吧，6块，是吧？会了。会。你早餐吃电子化，我觉得。神奇东西啊！为什么黑黑的？有点像。然后牛肉做好之后放在面包里，就放在外面那个。我刚做，过。你们做3个？对。然后还到下午几个接进来。啊，那6点钟。到下午。6点钟。73.7 我现在是老在那边，然后我在家里给他买60。哎，你这好不值哦！人家还有依云啊。吃老蛋糕吗？我在我家吃老蛋糕。在就楼下或者是楼下人家要，他要过来要。你知道大公司超难，我只是跟你讲过。我早上起来。大家在公司睡觉，我有 知道，自己睡过了，就过早。
你可以投嘛，你可以贴一个那个在头上，到哪一站请叫我上去。
对，我觉得好像就只有3个人在车上而已，然后你去坐。
哦，那你坐在司机旁边，司机旁边可以坐吗？是不是可能？司机旁边可以坐。司机在。
不吃牛肉，不行。
那好吃吗？蔬菜，然后我是早上这边早上炒好饭，早上在你妈烧的。对啊，那你现在有哈？你全都有啊？真是。哇！你在干嘛？对啊，你们用好了吗？那不行，我用你的。不行吗？我跟他打电话，我不想接电话。我跟他讲，我给你个电话，你不要打电话给我。
我找他没出现。
好坏，我是老早中的，反正不会接到电话。然后你会觉得说，哦，这个要吗？这个打2000嘛，电话就真的没接。所以没有人打电话。
他已经知道要来了，他也这么累，是怎么样？你们是晚上看电影吗？
我刚刚没有睡觉，我是这样。
也没有睡觉，我看你眼睛都闭起来了。
因为我眼睛很小。
我跟你讲，
不是我刚刚真的没有闭，我发誓。
发誓。
真的，我刚刚没有闭。
Julie。Wake up, wake up. Alright, let's continue. Kelly 看都很累 ，Kelly 也这么累，为什么？好累，为什么？ It's Wednesday, only Wednesday. Right? 2 more days, and there'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hey, just 2 days. 好像只有 Jasmine 每天都 energetic 啊？为什么？啊？为什么？因为每天都精神很好。上课看吧，这就是 homeschooling 的那个问题啊。
我也觉得。
哦，因为他每天在家里自己上课，突然间跟一大堆人上课，好兴奋，会不会？
因为他家里上课会比较吵。
比较吵。为什么？
发出声音。
谁会发出声音？你会发出声音？为什么？不爽。
没有啊。
那为什么会发出声音？
你可以问 Eric。
问 Eric。
你有听到吗？我也有听到。他做了什么？
什么声音？
那为什么 Eric 都比较吵？因为会习惯性的发出声音。
哦。
就是想事情。
哦，真的啊？
早上会打架。
对啊，就是这样，就是很激动。
他一直念自己做错的东西。
哦，
这样很好啊。
对啊，不过没关系，你这样比较适合美国，你知道吗？因为美国很多这种人，对不对？尤其你到 UC Berkeley 旁边去看，一大堆这种人，而且那些人大部分都是 UC Berkeley 毕业的。所以你如果不是有一点 crazy 的人，不能去念 UC Berkeley， 你知道吗？
为什么？
因为 UC Berkeley 都是那种 nuts 跟那 crazy 的人去念，都很聪明的。那他们聪明到，比方说他念完书以后，他去找工作，那工作如果他不是他满意，或是待遇不是他喜欢的，他就不要工作。啊，久而久之，他就变成什么？无业游民了，就在那个 UC Berkeley 啊那边，就那边，哎。所以你去在那边，你去街上看很多那无业游民，你问他哪里毕业 ，UC Berkeley， 真的，你到美国去，大概我的经验是3年以后，你大概走在路上，你大概自己就会慢慢，真的，
自言自语吗？
自言自语，对啊。
为什么呀？
对啊，你就是，比方说像我们以前是，比方说听到一个 pronunciation 我们不会，对不对？人家 pronounce 出来，我们就走在路上，我们就会练习啊。对，习惯以后就变，久而久之，你就会看到什么东西，你就会自己一直在讲，一直在讲。
可是我已经会自言自语了。
你今天好吗？不错。
你那自言自语是因为你是 single child， 对不对？家里面，对。没有人跟你讲话，所以你每天跟那个老鼠讲话，对不对？
什么老鼠？我的仓鼠。
对啊，他会跟老鼠讲话。
他会回我哎。
对啊，他一定每次都在骂你，你很啰嗦。
他啰嗦，他会直接躲进他的。
他为什么这么久还没死啊？
啊？不可以这样说他。
不是，他不是有年限的吗？
没有。
没有吗？
哦，2年啊。
2年，差不多2年嘛，对不对？
最久可以到3、4年。
真的。
可是我看有人养10几
年。1年
12年。
1年而已，还短。
怎么1年而已？你很早就买了，好不好
？3月啊，没有买，是别人送我的。
你不是前年就有了，不是吗？
别人送你的，所以送你之前应该就。
他是拿来当 science lab 的东西，然后我就说你不要对他那样。
Well, animals right, right? Good.
然后就拿最胖的那一只。
所以它可以3吃。
吃？
对啊。
它
可以切片烧烤，对不对？对不对？
你知道秘鲁他们吃那个吗
对啊，那个 guinea pig 很大，对啊，对啊。
好像一大点。
我觉得你应该选瘦的。
可以查。为什么瘦？
每个会有肿瘤。
对。
怕的就是。
是哦。
还可以养2只都肿。
没有瘦的没有瘦的话是老死。
然后胖的是活很久吧。
他本来很瘦啊，没有我养比小孩来的。
是那个好大。
他是长肿瘤啊，长肿瘤在哪？
身体上。 2、3个吧，我记得。
还有1个啦。
可是那个可能是它太肥了。
你有没有？你看那个老鼠，你再看Julie，
一模一样。
是不是很像？对不对
？Julie换养狗狗啦。
为什么？我妈不让我养狗。
对啊。
可爱啊。
狗很麻烦，我跟你讲，台湾的狗现在狗跟人一样，对不对？狗那狗很可怜，你知道吗？你们家养狗的人就是害狗，不是？你不要为了自己的高兴，然后去养一条狗，因为养到最后那个狗都没有狗性了，它会得忧郁症。为什么？它不知道自己是人还是狗，因为你跟它讲话是用人语跟它讲啊，对不对？你看，如果你把狗带到公园去跟其他狗，那狗刚开始它都不敢去接近其他狗，为什么？因为它每天看到是人呐、所以看到它同类的时候，它觉得反而是什么外星人嘛、
照镜子会想。
对啊，所以养狗都是人的自私的行为。
可是你养
也是自私啊。对，你害了那个狗啊，所以为什么现在狗会得忧郁症就是这样？狗会得忧郁症啊。对啊，狗会发疯啊，很多狗会发疯啊。对啊。
可能已经有忧郁症了。那是什么幽闭症？
是，它是狼狗，而且它是纯种，它关节不好。
会痛。
它不会痛，它不喜欢。
因为它出去外面会害怕啊。
没有。
对不对？
它是外面会咬人。
因为他从小就没有看过其他的狗啊。
有啊，他跟其他狗一起长大。因为他是基因陪那个
哦。
他是纯的，他是冠军狗。
哦。
然后不买来呢，然后就小
关节都有问题。
对。
因为那是要纯种。
对啊。
就参加那种竞赛。
对，没错。
然后耳朵有变化。啊？因为纯种全部都还。
对啊。好。所以人最好是人养人就好了，不要养动物。
超可爱，养老鼠就好。
对，养老鼠。
我跟你讲，它刚动完兔子不要，它会大便在自己身上，它大一大，然后就
对啊。
踩在上面，然后帮它洗，然后休息。
OK，嘿，stop，来。
我看你有养什么？
没有养。
我在养2只乌龟。养乌龟怎么？
乌龟逃跑了。
那不方便。
对啊。
没有人会
养。不过你养鹦鹉要去，鹦鹉刚出生孵化出来大概1个月的时候，你去买回来，然后你每天呢用那个小汤匙喂它食物。
我养过。
对啊，你要一直养，这样子长大它才会跟着你，它会讲话。但是你不能把它带出去，它会学。
飞走了。
不会。
飞走了。
啊？你是多大时候养的？
小时候。
你是每天喂它吗？
应该吧。
什么应该啊？你不可以叫别人喂，你不可以叫别人喂，你要自己每天喂，它会认识你，然后它会听你的声音，所以它如果跑到哪里去，你一讲话，它就回来。
跟我朋友家的猫在台风天飞走。
可是讲没有耳朵。
它是害怕的飞走，但是鹦鹉你从小养，1个月以后你开始养它，每天喂它吃蛋黄、吃小米啊，它会就对啊。
鹦鹉没有耳朵。
鹦鹉有听觉。对啊。鹦鹉不能乱讲，有些鹦鹉养了之后，听人家乱讲话会骂人啊。
真的假的？真的啊，我觉得养的就超爱骂。
对啊。
我走近，然后他就开始说：“走回来，走回来，走回来。”我这样超可怕。然后他自己我在旁边读书，然后他自己在那边唱什么“妹妹妹”，超坏，超吵。
而且鹦鹉很讨厌，鹦鹉不会死，它比人活还久。
真的假的？
哎呀。
为什么？
人家海盗他们都养。
对啊。
长命。所以你要它死呢？
很难。好了 ，This is not biology class, alright? Okay, let's go for step by step, right? First one, we need to. 他们睡觉。他发简讯来说他时差，他叫我们录影，他一直问说你们在讲什么，他怎么都听不到。
时差，他睡觉。对，现在是差。我有时差，我在厦门的时差。他不在厦门吗？
谁？他们在纽约。他去一个 summer camp 做那个 biology 的 lab。但刚好时间差12个小时啊。
老师，我要怎么申请？
申请什么？
那个 AIT。
他要 fill 一个那个 DSI。
你送完吗？你那个东西拿到没？收据拿到没有？收据要印出来啊。
他说要填。
对啊，要上网填那个啊。
他没有地址啊。
啊？
他没有地址，他没有在那边的地址。
哪边的地址？
在西雅图的地址。
哦，那我给你个地址啊。
是给就
好。啊？
不用背吗？
不给你就会背起来了。
加油。
对啊。你家地址你不知道吗？哈？不会，不会了。
他去 interview 的时候，他不会问你要住哪，他只是问你。
他要你有一个地址，因为他怕你是 terrorist。对啊。
两个问题，你要读什么大学？你要待多久？
啊。不一定啦，要看人啦。如果一般的人他都不会问啦，对啊。肖浪。对。
谁啊？女朋友好多啊！
好了，来，所以你现在拿到数据，把它印出来啊。哦，其实我觉得读 communication 比较好。你有一个 transitional 的 period， 对啊，你到时候你转学机会更多。你知道有很多人都跑到那个 UCLA 旁边有一个什么 communication，
哦，我知道。
都先去那边念，因为他80%毕业以后就直接转 UCLA。修了 UW 啊，85%的机会。对啊。
是他们会提供你。
因为 community college 它的设计就是给 local 的人去念的，那 local 人既然就你进 local 的大学是优先嘛，有 priority 嘛，对啊，它的设计就是这样子。哦 ，Alright, let's look at how do we write. Alright, first of all, of course, answer the prompt. Don't summarize the passage. Alright, that's something that you should avoid. And the device you have to know. Analyze that the author builds her argument. So that's why analyze. Your discussion should focus on what the author does, why he or she does it, and what effect this is likely to have on the reader. So that's something that we need to pay attention, right? Alright, how and why and what are the effects? Support your points with concrete evidence from the passage. So everything should from the passage. Quote from the passage. I show not only you have read the passage, but also that you understand. And then to paraphrase some of what you discuss. Paraphrase. If you are explaining the author's argument in your own words, however, you need to be extra careful to make sure that the facts you are stating are accurate. So in other words, don't misinterpret the author's ideas. So look, 3 things you need to know because that affect your score. So the score is under these 3 categories. Interpretation, so the understanding, the comprehension of the passage. Number 2, your analysis of the passage. So, and number 3, your writing skill. So 3 categories. Each category is from 1 to 4. The score is from 1 to 4. So you have 2 readers will score your essay. So each of them will give you the score from 1 to 4. So comprehension, analysis, and writing. So 3 categories. Keep your essay organized. Right? The response demonstrates a deliberate or effective progression of the ideas both within paragraph and throughout the essay. So here are the standardized structure for SAT. Introduction, which includes what? Thesis. Evidence paragraph 1. Evidence paragraph 2. Evidence paragraph 3. And conclusion. Are you saying yes? No. No, you don't summarize. Here, it says what? Don't summarize the passage. Alright. It does not ask you to talk about the general ideas or the summary of the passage. No, it asks you to analyze the passage. Look at the prompt. Look at the prompt here. Yep. Oh, okay. Oh. You summarize. Yours is in the email, right? Yeah. Your thesis. No, you don't talk too many things in your introduction. That's not what you need to do. Look at the prompt here. Ask you to write an essay in which you explain how Lindsay builds an argument to persuade her audience. Right? In your essay, it asks you to analyze how Lindsay used one or more of the features listed in the box above, right, to strengthen the logic and persuasiveness of her arguments. Be sure that your analysis focuses on the most relevant features of the passage. In other words, everything should from the passage. And look at the example here. Hey. Lindsay appeals to the emotion of her readers by describing the forum by many-eyed creatures, the sympathy the readers feel for these forgotten doodles, and quotation. So that's the part of the body paragraph. But let's continue to look at, I have an example over there. So let's look at the organization here. Introduction, that's why I was saying that 3 to 5 sentences, that's good enough. Don't try to put too many sentences in your introduction. What you need to do is that elaborate your ideas of the analysis in each paragraph. So 3 body paragraphs and then with a conclusion. So conclusion is an important one. So basically 4 or 5 paragraphs, and then connect each paragraph to each other through effective transition. Hey, many of you do not like to use transition, but I suggest you to do that. If you don't want to use first then finally, you can use what? The second one you can use what? In addition, right? Or the third one you can use what? Moreover, right? Or you can use what? For example, besides and moreover, right? If you want to use furthermore, that's the 4th one. Furthermore always comes after moreover. All right. If you want to show that, this is the last one. You say lastly. All right. But if you have the 3 devices you have identified and put in your thesis, so the readers will definitely look those devices in your body section. So if you say what the the author used logos, so apparently that the first body paragraph will be talking about the logical facts. Alright, the second one, if you say pathos, and then the second body paragraph will be appeal to emotion. And number 3, you say what? The figurative language. Then the third body paragraph will be the usage of figurative language. So look, how do you start the body paragraph? You're supposed to open up the body paragraph. The first paragraph, if you're talking about logos, right? You start with an opening sentence that shows what? This is going to be the logical evidence, right, which you want to present. So the opening paragraph, a short, strong sentence, right, generalize the main idea of the whole paragraph. See, try to manage your time to read, to analyze, to plan, to write, and revise. So look, read a passage 10 to 15 minutes. Is that good enough? 10 to 15 minutes? Okay. Analyze the argument. How many minutes? 5 minutes? Right? 3 devices, right? 3. And then plan the essay. Now, that's probably like 1 or 2 minutes. If you have the logic, you don't have to put it down. You can have your the plan in your brain. So write the essay, how many minutes? 20 minutes. 30 minutes? No, you don't have 30 minutes. 15 minutes, right? 10 to 15, 20 minutes. Oh yeah, 20 to 25 minutes. If you don't want to revise, you can spend more time. So that's what you need. And then number 5, practice. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice the analysis and the writing, the better you will get the task on writing an essay. Practice the analysis and writing components of the essay. If you are a slow reader, well, you have to practice more, right? Try to analyze and write quickly so that can balance your time allocation. Right? Do the whole task in one sitting. So don't do it by what? Writing part of it and then stand up and walk around and come back to do it. Don't do that, because you have to practice within the scenario of the test. Now let's look at the difference between a 6 and 8 essay. A is what? A is what? You have score of 3 and score of 4. So it means what? 2 scholars give you full score. So look, 3, the response demonstrates effective comprehension of the source. Alright? The other one is demonstrate thorough. One is effective, the other is thorough comprehension. Okay. So major difference, 3 essays demonstrate your understanding for the text central ideas. 4 shows that you know what the details and examples in the text and how they relate to your central idea. Central idea is your thesis statement. Right? The response shows an understanding of the text central ideas. The response shows the understanding of the text central ideas of the most important details and how they interrelate, demonstrating a comprehensive understanding of the text. The response is free of mistakes. So you don't misinterpret the passage. The response makes skillful use of textual evidence, quotation, paraphrases, or both. I demonstrate your comprehensive understanding of the source text, because the first category is comprehension. Comprehension is like reading. For analysis, look, the response, meanwhile, you're writing over the insightful analysis and demonstrate a sophisticated understanding of the analytical task, meaning what? You know how to identify the techniques. Right? You're writing over the thorough, well-considered evaluation of the author's use of evidence, reasoning, or stylistic and persuasive elements. So, and also content, sufficient and strategically chosen support. So your supporting detail has to be clear and solid from the passage. And the writing focus consistently on those features and that are relevant to addressing the task. Your writing, look at your writing. Your writing is cohesive and demonstrates a highly effective use of command of language. So what's a command of language? Meaning your word choice, sentence structure, paragraph development, and your tone and your grammar, even your punctuation. Writing includes a precise central claim, and writing includes skillful introduction and conclusion. The writing demonstrates deliberate and effective progression of ideas, so that's paragraph development. The writing has a wide variety in its sentence structure. The writing demonstrates a consistent use of precise word choice. The writing maintains a formal style and objective tone. The writing shows a strong command of convention. Convention, remember conventions? So that's 3 categories. First one is your reading, meaning can you comprehend comprehensively? Second is your analysis. Use the techniques you have learned, and then your writing. Your writing should be coherent and with all kinds of skills that a good writing asks. So what are the things that you should do? Do spend time on your writing. So try to practice your writing. And try to revise the first and the last paragraph. So make sure that you have effective transitions between paragraphs. Explain the persuasive effect the authors, the techniques the authors use. Try to get the reader's sympathy. Add in as many vocabulary words as you can. So that's one of the things that you need to build up. Don't spend too much time by thinking of smart sounding evidence. Analysis of how the author used a personal anecdote is just as viable as a discussion of the author's use of logos and other rhetorical strategies. If you can find anecdotes, trying to correct every single mistakes. Let's look at an example here. The passage here. Try to read. Please read the passage. You finished reading it? Have you? Why is it black and black? Done? Reading it? Huh? Carry on. No? Hey, that's cute, right? We need the pool. What do you think? What are the techniques the author used in this essay? Okay, now let me show you the model essay here. Now look at the introduction. Introduction is not that difficult, right? I'll make it. Look at the introduction here. This is the way that we start. In the article, right, name the article, and then, comma, Peter Goldman eloquently, word choice, argues the point that new organization should, so look, copy over here, alright, should increase the amount of professional foreign news coverage provided people in the United States. Should increase the amount of professional foreign news coverage provided to people in the United States. Okay, now, Goldman builds his argument by using facts and evidence, addressing the counter-argument, and couching it all in persuasive and compelling languages. So that's introduction. Pretty easy, right? So don't be too flowery, just be short and clear. Now let's start by the body paragraph. Look, opening sentence for the body paragraph is always short and strong. Goldman begins the article by bombarding, word choice, the reader with facts and statistics. So that's something that we have read in the beginning, right? So he states that according to the census conducted by the American journalism, AJR, number of full-time foreign correspondents in the United States dropped from 307 to 234. So in addition, the AJR survey also discovered that the space devoted to foreign news has shrunk by 53% in the last 25 years. All right. So that's first one. Second one, beginning the article with all of these facts and figures has a couple of strengthening effects on Goldman's argument. Look, the first sentence is always short and simple sentence. So that leads the reader to understand. If you put a long sentence to begin the paragraph, the reader's mind wonder, what is your main idea? So main idea is pretty easy. Alright? First, by starting out the hard evidence, Goldman lays the groundwork of his own credibility. He is not just writing an opinion piece. His opinion is backed with truth. This will bring the readers on board and make them more likely to trust everything he says. Second, Because Goldman presents these facts without much friendly interpreting, the reader is forced to do the math herself. This engaging of the reader's mind also ensures that Goldman has the reader's attention. So this part is the interpretation of the writer. Right? Goldman might not have such kind of intention. So when the reader does the math to find the drop of 73 full-time foreign correspondents employed by the U.S. newspaper in just 8 short years, she will find herself predisposed to agree with Goldman's call for more professional foreign news reporting. Transitional paragraph. In addition to, Goldman also, word choice, cunningly discuss the counter-argument to his position. By writing about how social media and man-on-the-ground reporting has some positive impact on the state of foreign news reporting, Goldman heads off by naysayers at the path. So it will have been very easy for Goldman to be liked over the whole issue of citizen reporting. Remember, Goldman talked about using Twitters or using all those social media. So people from the rural area can also put the news for the rest of the public. Instead, Goldman acknowledged things like what? See, quoting. The force of social media during the Arab Spring as activists convened and reacted to changing circumstances. So as a result, when he partially refused this counter-argument, stating the unease many long-time professional correspondents feel over the trend of citizen journalism field. So after all, Goldman acknowledged that social media does have some power. Knowing that Goldman takes the power of social media seriously will make the reader more inclined to take Goldman's concern about the limits of social media seriously. And lastly, the final piece of that helped bolster word choice support Goldman's argument that U.S. news organizations should have more professional foreign correspondents in Goldman's linguistics plus statistics stylistic choice. Goldman used contrast to draw the readers deep into his mindset. By setting up, by setting up the contrast, blah, 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 and then where's the subject? See, by setting up, that's a phrase. All the way, remember? Modify usage. Here is a phrase, modify. Where's the main idea? Main idea is over here. Goldman forces the reader to view the two opposition and admit that professional filters are to be preferred over funnels that add quotation. Alright? And then in addition, Goldman drives the reader along toward agreeing with his conclusion. And with every repetition, Goldman hammers even further home the inescapable rightness of his argument. The use of we more generally through articles serve to make the reader feel sympathetic. So sympathy, appeal to emotion. Conclusion, conclusion always two ways to conclude. One is what? Paraphrase your thesis statement. Second, summarize your body paragraph by employing the rhetorical techniques of presenting facts, acknowledging the other side, and using persuasive language. Goldman convinced the reader of his claim. So that's the way to do it. It's not very difficult, right? It becomes easier comparing to the old SAT. Let's look at. No, it's not. Okay, I can print out for you. Okay. All right. Here's an analysis here. I'm not going to read it. Please try to read it by yourself. All right, let me print this for you. All right, you want the how do you print? How do you print this part?
Yes.
Okay.
这第几页了？
后面快到了。
这个不是，这个
这个对对，61到62。
这里，
对。
然后就列
啊
几份？就我吗？
大家都要，大家都要。
1、2、3、4、5、6、7。这样，这个是这个吗？列表机这个吗？
我不知道哎。哦，这个。
这个。
哎。
无法使用。
啊？
要使用通路的。
他是不是还没有灌新的
印表机哈？OK 好。看 Let me see where。
还是你直接 send email 给我们就可以了，其实。
OK 好。我想办法把它印出来。啊？什么？
还是如果直接按列印，如果用通用的话，会不会也是电脑上面？
不会，没关系，我来印，我用那个电脑印。
谢谢。
好。
就直接取消。
取消啊。
列印刚好是在上面这一条的档案的。
OK 好。
或者是直接按 Command Key 就是 Print 的意思。
哎，你们先 break 一下，我来印这给你们。等一下我们要写。
Julie 今天要教数学。
今天要教数学老师。
我有一个教数学，Julie 没有教啊，今天要教。我知道。挺喜欢吗
？Julie，你有约定吗？
约定什么？
你有跟他约定？
对啊，3天吗？
所以你跟他散交吗？
要啊。
你有没有走到
我都可以。啊，怎么那么多字啊，好讨厌哦！哎，你没吃啊？
不会啊，不会臭啊。
你吃，送你，帮我，这样。
你搅一搅才臭吗？
就是我不喜欢香蕉的味道。
谁让你妈去做吗？哎呀，
我很喜欢香蕉的味道。
可是我妈不会强迫我吃。
然后我妈就说：“哎，那你要吃 protein。”然后我就这样，然后我就说不要，然后她就说：“你今天早上没吃什么肉，要喝一下 protein。”跟那个什么气瓜珍珍姐讲说，叫她不要加香蕉，好不好？好恶
因为我是他姐，
都不喜欢香蕉。
臭死我了！那我喜欢吃正常的香蕉，我不喜欢吃那种香蕉，好像香蕉香料那种。
哎，香蕉从20楼掉下来变什么？
茄子啊。
茄子。
哎。那胖子从20楼掉下来变什么？
胖子。
真的吗？好，那我问你，从2楼掉下来跟从20楼掉下来有什么差别？
一个断脚。
啊？有什么差别？从2楼掉下来是蹦啊，20楼掉下来是啊蹦。
哈哈，
好幽默。
哎呦，要醒来一点吗？要不要出去走一走啊？
什么了？睡觉？谁要睡觉？马上就叫你不要睡觉了，立刻。第几页？56到57。
哦。
他知道啊。
不应该。
我跟他讲说，哎，我明天早上起来先好，然后等今天我8点早上起来，然后我说我们4点，然后我妈超好这样。没错。有这样哦，好。太累。
哦，你密码被改了。
你这怎么那么脏啊？不是你
58。
我妈说你放在店里上了是吧？这有个。那写什么？我有点小数学。今天要教。数学好难哦。就是这个 part 5，part 2 part 2。这个蛮简单的 part 5好难。
这就是 part 5啊。这是 part 5啊。
最后面的 gradient 只有2题耶。这个很多题，我很开心。这个很简单，这个很简单。我想说，我这是对完答案对不对？对，要对完答案说这一本今天就要 2张。他在看吗？看了解，他要偷看电视。没有，他看不写。
可以全写字哦。
不是写完就。
那就不用输字音。
我想说，为什么要
这里没有东西。
到底要我写？
因为题目在这里啊，你干嘛看这里？
对啊，那我在看这个啊。What is the number of before it hits the ground? 为什么 before it hits the ground？
这是很大的事。
因为你要找。对啊，但是为什么是 before it hits the ground？为什么？因为 before it hits the ground 应该是比0还要多啊。hits the ground 才是0啊。不是，他找 x 或者找。啊，这么细啊？就是有一个最大的。那我这边开始，这边结束，这边要找这边。那是我。哎 ，smart。人家很会解释。
我不会解释吗？对不起，我只会算出来，好不好？好。这个是这个地方，对吧？这个那一句，这个地方。
这个打回去这个喇叭就变成for you 就是 expense 这个是这样出来。
写完才能加，写完了才可以加。教
就几只耳。这个 expense
每天都在同。
就是 experiment 什么 experiment？
我觉得，7月11号以后。
experiment 加油！
对，连公司都在做过程。这个是睡过头。
我哪一天就最多多少？可以看一下啦，还是不要坐在一起。
好，我哪一天我就不管这个。今天就这样。
对。所以你就
然后我就觉得这个不知道怎么。我就是这样，然后我下次不要再到美国去这样，然后说你就是一条街一个就好。还叫他还不行，你叫我，我说 Jerry， 要只有 Jerry。超垃圾。睡很花。
maximum height。
我礼拜天第一天现在看到3个游戏。不晓得怎么讲你。
基础的平方是什么
？175。基础平方是26。
要问那个800的。好吧。
没有人会背75吧？625啊。
这时候不要30而已。
对吧？没有30吗？
对啊。
28乘600。
我还没有背到这里。
为什么要背啊？
为什么背啊？
哎，就是 every。
哎，就是计算你就好了。因为有时候不背，我又跨出来。
用
手。我练就上学功课都不要跨出来。
用手分出来。
所以我都不会。用手指背一下背就好了。
就是你应该说那个是算久，你的手不用。
因为有时候你看到一个，你不知道是。哦，对啦，那个是。
哦，那个是对。还是要训练你的
所以我写文课都没有用那个。
对啊，你们有数学问题可以问贝尔啊。贝尔很厉害哦。算到开号。
我不知道。
你有背吗？对啊，不会有人去背开个号。不会有人去背那个165吧？你开给我看。背出来。
哎，那这算了，你看。
对吧？
我你看。
就是本来分开，可是你要背呀。他是叫我背啊，这是有病好不好？叫我背根号。叫我算出根号。是啊，简单的根号会背啊。平方。平方一定要背啊，不然你会没有。
我要今天做，没。
你今天只喝了1杯水哦。
那怎么办？我真的不
根号165，12.8423。好，来背起来。根号165。
这个乘以3。为什么错？这个单数
我下午考虑。
因为我
没有背起来，我也忘了。1218128，12845就是12845。
然后你就要看说的差，我刚刚说的是130除以130。
反正25嘛，一就会选1嘛。1要没加。
被打。有没有被打？
大
135，然后呢？然后你就拿135，他我刚刚说的是135的时候，他告诉我。
一定没有。
所以就把它塞进去。
等下回饭店写一写。
我已经把照片那个答案拍下来。
你要写计算过程。我叫 Eric 去查你的计算过程。
你是怎么去哪里
Julie， 你等下跟我们一起吃饭。
为什么？你要去哪吃？你没有跟我们去吃。
走，跟我们去吃吗？
对啊，你去吃。
那你就不能吃。
你要吃什么？
我们等你去拿你的功课，然后去那边吃。
因为我们也不知道吃什么。我觉得这边好吃。要不要去吃那家泡面？哦，可以啊。里面有烧卤面。那我先回去拿我的东西了。
我不要，我先给人一起。
要走5分钟。
对，你要不要？
是啊。
我
我先回去了。
好，
拜拜。加油，快跑。
要我前天。
那个是 a swimmer dive from a diving board that's 20 feet. 这个是它的 x 是等于它的 horizontal distance， 是 y。不要买那个 x 方过是。没有哪一集就没有卖掉。就是写这个算，这个长这样，到了。不是，你看，你听不了这样。到了。这边的时候就是 y equals 太找到了。150块。对。想怎样？实践吗？
有啊。
想怎样？
帮我画眉毛。
去会送啊？
我觉得大家会化妆哦。我觉得大家一定是看我眉毛太垂了。
要化妆。
因为我平常是这样。
眉毛看不出来，看出来，一点点，好厉害啊！
我平常是这样上课，
然
后找考试进一放下来的时候，
看那个颜色，确定的。那眼睛
画黑色。
眼睛为什么画眼睛画？
他只是为了画有金色。
没有啊。
就是他有一次，他有一次没有，他有一次是看起来，他有一次 Aaron 上眼在问他说，
没有发现这个
为什么你在冒风？
你看眼皮好看。
你看那个接的。
啊？
然后他讲，
懒得画吗？那你真的太懒得算了，
真的是
把全部丢掉。然后呢？
帮我画，不然我觉得
你每天都会掉。
我觉得你是
我只是这样，
哪一
我是从这
题
样变成
？49啦，答案这边写了啦。
你没有算字吗？
有
为什么这个人可以直接这样背答案？不懂啊，他就可以这样子想一想就讲49啦。这是他的 vertex，然后这个就是135。今年没，然后想
把
4拉出来，然后是2/4，然后变4/25。
什么子3还2/3，对不对？你是怎样啊？太闲了。在这边写2/3，你是什么？不要去说就好了。就是等到 vertex 1就好了。哦，你们两个。
12/6，所以就是加6。
眼睛睁开，
完全不知道。
答案简单，OK。直接用这个也可以。我觉得今天没他讲什么。然后我有印象这样。
我可以帮你对答案。
我可以帮你录。
我可以帮你对答案。
我来帮你指。
我用我重来。
我给 Eric 看。
哎，好像有答案。好，把答案看下来。
对啊 ，Julie。
原来你就是有人就是有电脑一整个帮我录答案。是你的啊？是你的啊？是他的。
我的电脑。
是你的啊？
对。
哦，你说为什么没有注音符号？不是，那你怎么办？他背起来了。为什么买到没有注音符号？因为他去美国买。为什么？那我姐也打算背起来。
就是我觉得。
考试那我就是我没有这个。
有。
我没有哎，我们就全部英文，所以我还要背。
他是讲我不会背，然后我还要然后这样。
好，为什么要背？他就是。
你又不可能好，假设你说要，你还会背，你要呵。
就是他是写的
他就是会留下来的。
我都用猜的。
当你就是找不到，你可能那你这样讲，
对啊，哎，你这题答案错哦。
然后这里是注音符号，然后这是
写答案呢。
然后就是你打习惯，你就会觉得。
哎呦，
好棒哦！
背答案专家，好厉害！看一下，哎，你这题答案错了，这题答案是2。他背完答案，他已经背完答案。真的 到底是哪一张？
第五张我没配啊，第六张我背，第六张我错一样。
第五张超难，第六篇讲的好不好？
因为第五张我错有点多。
还好意思，第五张好难。是感觉的。加的话是往左，对不对？啊，加的话是往这边。
我这有，
我不知道哪边来。
哎，这题错了哦。
就这样看嘛。对啊。
那自己就圈起来是不知道错。
啊？
就其他名就比那种写3，然后还自己。
对啊。
所以是你
就把它改，好吧？
哎呦。
这就是不会选还有时间，考试考到一半还有时间帮人家对答。
哎，你第8题没写。
错了。
第8题没写，不过我可以接吗？
你有这张吗？
这是 college school。
对啊。有这张吗？
是我猜，我会猜6。
不要猜6啊，问 Bill 不要让他们猜
那
Bill。
不是 Will 吗？
他是 Bill，威廉。
等一下，
威廉
唱出来了，我快唱出来了，真的很逊哎。
这是怎么不见了？
谁 ？Esther 先起一下。
那个男的，
好像去日本。
Julie，
下礼拜会来。
Julie 去的话
Julie 去拿东西。
睡觉。
哎 ，Jerry 问他 Bill 啊。
这个嘞？
不要，他
不对，他只是对答案，
他只是懒得背答案，懒得回想答案。
不懂问 Bill 啊。
他其他都背起来。
下礼拜。
Plus K 的话，它就是往上，对。然后我刚刚这里的加一下，我们就1，就那你要加多少啊？是，会有1 point，你要把它拉到negative 2就有1 point。我了解了。我知道。
答案是什么？对吗？对吗？你确定？
对啊。我昨天才做。我昨天才做。
所以我们是要去实验里面，不过我昨天才实验。
哇，你没做功课？为什么？
忘记了。
哦。不要乱猜啊。
这个很简单，这样不好。好坏。
我们2个一起算。
对啊，我最喜欢做这种。
Hi, K.
Shall we wait for Julie?
No.
Why?
We don't need to.
Why?
We don't need to wait for Julie. Huh?
She's a student.
I know. We cannot sacrifice the majority's benefit, alright, just for one individuals.
But she's the one that needs the most help.
Alright. Hey, come on. Come on. I gave you the example. Now let's go get second one. Second one. Second example, books, a large art. Julie, we're doing second one. Okay, let's read this article. Here, second part. Second one. A lost art, books. When you finish, try to read the prompt. After you have read the prompt, try to find the three techniques the author used from this passage. Have you read it? Good.
为什么这个很伤人的手？
啊？什么 ？Where? Look, hard copy books are the lost art. Alright, after you have identified the techniques, I just need for today the introduction. Alright, just write an introduction. Just the introduction. Remember, introduction is not that difficult, but it's important.
那是什么？
What?
你知道
Introduction. Huh? What?
你给他提示。
Introduction. Just write an introduction.
这个呢，因为第一个 paragraph， 它的写就照它。
你是他的Google翻译机，不要跟他翻译，要叫他一直去想到他最后爽了，他就会。因为你到你9月去开学去上课，就讲9月12号 orientation 的时候，他旁边不会有一个Tiffany在那边。
对，9月12号我在美国，你可以打电话给我。
对。
Albert，跟他住在美国，你就算蛮久。
嗯。对啊，你要现在开始要。
常赖给我上课的时候帮你翻译。
你要知道的重点是什么？你那个班可能有日本人、有韩国人、有西班牙人、有什么 Arabian， 通通都不会讲中文。啊？现在很多，现在很多。
真的吗？
现在年轻很多。你知道现在台湾哦，高中毕业的出国人数比大学毕业出国人数还要多。
台湾啊？真的假的？
真的，很可怕。
应该是这样没错。
没有，以前是大学毕业去的比较多。
在美国都要哦。
日本人现在很多。
日本人很多吗？
现在很多。
我们学校超多日本人，没有一个是美国，每个都是，每个都回日本。
因为在台湾的日本人都是他们外派出来的。
哦，对，他们都是读日侨，到高中对，日侨高中都。
因为日侨只到8年级就结束。跟日本
这些的日本人都不晓得。对。我都不知道他们在很多，现在他们的声音都好小。对，很害羞，他们超害羞。
因为现在日本人很多去美国，因为他们知道他们的科技已经没有办法赶上美国。
他们会讲英文。
对，日本人会讲英文，但是你听不懂。
有英文好的。
有啊，但是不会在你们班的。
通常不多。
那回来也是。
你如果在 level 5以上就有。
因为没有日本人是这样，日本人如果那个日本人会送小孩去国际学校，但他们让小孩去法国去。真的，我不知道，真的全部是这样，很多都是这样。
可是法文不是要卷舌的更多啊，很多更多字母。
我就放一张。
对啊，可是要卷舌的。就是日本人不是卷不了舌。
啊？
真的有。
很多日本人卷舌。
很多韩国人。
尤其西亚，韩国人是特别。
韩国那个很。
中国 No.1， 韩国 2nd。
真的啊？
韩国不是要？
那台湾历史有比日本人
2300
比较多一点。
真的假的？
华人比日本多。
都人了。
日本都是整个 group 去，一去都是10几20个。
去同一个地方。
对。
China 也是这样吗
China 是
个别去，然后聚在都是在同一个地方。
就个别去，然后到时候还是聚集。
哎，同胞。
然后就认识了，那路上乱认识。
哪里的？
以后经常跟中国人聊在一起，你的进步就在那边。
怎么可能跟他们在一起啊？讲话都讲不通。
我说跟中国人
对啊，讲不通
对
啊。
可以啊，他们可以。
中国人怎么不通啊？
讲不通。
讲不通。你要看他。
我有很多朋友是中国人，他们是那种
大哥，现在去美国、日本人、中国人都比我们台湾人有钱的不得了。
很有钱啊，那
对啊，
土豪好吗？
对啊。
那我去百货公司包下来的。
买车。
这些百货我一
所以你不用担心哦。
1点到2点，我同意。
Introduction， 哎 ，Hiroko， 你要先写 Introduction。哎，那个 vocabulary， 你们有谁上去，我这边都看得到。
为什么？然后前年的时候，就为了要就是不要被你骂，然后就点一下，然后再出去。
是啊。
过了2年还被砍车了。
好，所以今天要上去哦，每天都要上去看哦。对啊。
可是我有一个很可怕的地方是。
什么地方？
啊？我背完，我可以背 definition 背一背，然后但是我到最后就会忘光。
不会，我到时候会给你题目，你如果要题目做，我给你题目做，好不好？
就是
每一个 list 我都有题目。
为什么？
你要念完啊。
这样是哪一种题目啊？
就是
我们学校都
fill in the blank。
如果一天30分太多吗？
啊
？30个一天太多吗？
一天30个，30个 list。
啊，不，30个单字。
不是，你一天读一个 list 啊。
哦，好，一个 list。
它有30几个，有40几个，有50几个，对，好不好？
好。就是每次这样，然后我们学校都是什么 word for word definition， 然后搞分析。
不要弄 word for word。
超没有用的，就是他就说好，你背这整个 list，然后背下来，然后礼拜1要考，然后你这个单词你要背下来的那种，那叫 word for word。
现在不用了吧？现在不用了。
不能对，不同的解释。不行就不行，就是每个都是一样的字里面。好机车哦，他超扯的。你要从哪里讲起？
你要背，不是你要背同义词，
对不对？
你要同义词你有就完。
我就一定要背，然后就背，然后重点是背一背，然后其实你知道要因为为了要考试一定要考好，然后就是会找到那种考试技巧，就这个字就是哪一个一看就是看得到这样。
对啊。
没有用到后来，我就觉得很没有用。
对吧？读多了就懂了。
你说很多人，
为什么不多？
一个年级
啊
，60几，很多人。
Introduction 不是 definition，
就是200个。
一个年级
啊，
一个年级才几个哎？
这是 actual words，
就是不要
30几个算不错的。
对，有没有 feel？
我每一届都数学考超高。
对啊。
可是有人就喜欢那练字啊。
而且很多人留1年，就那个超多人被留。不好用啊！因为那个日本不好用啊！我买就是因为我台湾，就我们这一届一整个用，因为其他跟他同届。
所以你是用上面买书哦？
是毕业了，是没有。
上网也可以
上网要从国外
真毕业了，而且我为什么第一个知道就3个日本人？我认真的，我们全部人超日本。可是
所以它不是永久的吗？
它是永久的，可是你看，
你不要乱了，你快写了，你一直乱上面哦。
有时候分到做真的。对啊，下一班飞机，可以2腿靠场，然后2腿半，我们跟他吃饭，因为他不会反馈。对，我昨天超多 PPT 的人，然后讲到你，对，
我觉得他好按。
我们俩可以调亮。
你可以调啊。
超多人谁啊？你跟谁吃饭啊？
什么位置？
跟后色吗？不是。谁是后色？
你认识我他的吗？我也可以加入。
你看今天example你有看吗？按照那 example 去写。对啊，你要看一下刚才前面那一篇的 example， 看一下有没有写，好不好？
是我。
哦，这是你的 last
哎，你
chance，
快写啊！
希望你可以看到
300。
这个那个。
我很受你记得的学是我决定了，记得。不要以为决定了，我明天自己骑车啊，这样。
明天让你知道。
应该是吧？
我昨天有课啊。
会想。
各位现在没问题了，就拉起嘛哈。你现在问题是发音的，对不对？问题发音就有做到，对啊。你觉得会写，你估计就会写。
但是我同学做的，
啊，所以就是重点在这里啊，对不对？你看一下人家不然那一篇，
那就是你要写一篇 S 标抄出来的，你发现这个老师，然后你要把人把读者
为什么是？
用开头给他们的重点。
最后一篇是他会写完要有
对啊，
在一起。
像你这个是 model，
在他们毕业后一天。对，阿北都那样。
他选的是，
所以你还找到 Luna。
对啊。对，照超同学都记得他，真的我们吃饭。
介绍。
你们现在有一个怪咖，已经在我跟最好做，教生倩。
教生倩，你说那个穿草的那个吗？你可以这样写。
不是那个，
你看这个，
脚有点怪怪的，
你看这个，
胖胖的那个。
教生倩。
你就抄啊，你就把字改个就好了。
对。
哇，教生，
这你也没考试，我抄的。
张森。
他怎么写？
然后
你在 article， 所以那个什么 foreign news
所以说他是不是？哎，你记得教生叫什么名字？教生那胖胖矮矮的这个。胖胖矮矮的啊，因为小 gay 啊，记得。有的那个。
我的妈！我只记得迪比尔，还有琪琪，还有 Benjamin， 还有 Alan。
就整个都要改掉嘛，这应该可能不用改掉。
哎，他是这样。后来他跑去念那个基督书院。
啊，什么基督书
对不对？
院？
记得那个吧？他一定常常回你们学校，对不对？
他们小不是基督书院，你知道大学对不对？
对啊。
那个在淡水红树林那边有一个基督书院。
没念完，没念完就跑法国去了。
大概
去学法国菜。他无所谓啊，他家是那个华新丽华的公司。啊，你们还有一个学长 Martin。Martin。Martin， 他的 last name。以前还有 Rachel
啊。
Rachel 知道。现在大学快毕业了。
太久远了。就这是一个吗？
啊？这是个画嘛？对啊，这个画我马上要下去啊，修 IP 啊，现在要转到那个大去。
没有，就是写我的第一次。
他用摸。
他是用摸吗？为什么？他长什么？
就是他的同学啊。
对啊，所以考试。
SIS。
你。这个好厉害啊！我每次都写到疯掉，我才不想写。
你的 last name 你应该用长音比较好，
对
啊，对不对？对。因为你这个外国人发的话会，对不对？
西，对
不对？
我的也是啊。
他这个人家外国人看了会觉得奇怪，是不是？
为什么？
因为那个长音。
他的诗，他分 PSHIH， 就外国人看会很难发音。
是啊，我可以。
是，应该是 she， 对不对？
然后解放这样子。
你要 SHIH， 因为中国人、台湾人喜欢加 H，
对啊，
对不对？
对啊。
虚。
可是我是可以，
像
我是科嘛，所以我是 KO，然后他爸爸是 K， 不是我爸是 KE， 对，所以他爸爸的，然后我爸是 KE， 然后我哥是 KER， 所以我们东西。
早期应该是 KER， 对不对？但是现在都是 KO，
对， 可是天后根本念不出科啊，口啊口，
口，
每个人口。
对啊，对啊，
为什么我的是 Chou 不是猪？猪，那把我放死。
你说 Chou 嘛，对不对？
对啊。
如果你用中国大陆的拼音就是 Z 开
对啊，猪。
，Zoo 比较像。
猪，要韩国是猪。
那个谁啊，你姓朱嘛，对不对？那汤马谁姓朱啊？他也是用 J 啊，JU， 他拉伸成 JU。
他也想猪。可是韩国人都是用猪啊。
对，韩国人。
我也聊。
写完了吗？写完给我。So tomorrow we will finish it.